What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Man, it feels like it's been a long time since I've been in front of the camera like this, like talking to you guys and kind of working on the cars. The last few weeks have been like super busy, and it was just more easy for me to kind of get out and just do like a driving video where I wasn't really talking or explaining anything. But I'm excited to get back and start working on these cars and digging into them. So on the agenda for today, we're hopping back into working on the F10. We're gonna call this officially the start of prepping the car for wrap. I know I've talked about it for a long time, but I think with where I'm at with the car, there's not really a lot left I want to do, truthfully. I think spending any more money on like mods and, you know, whatever, getting into the engine and just doing performance stuff, I don't really see a return, like a good ROI on that, a return on investment. I think it'd be cool, and I think this car is a really rad platform if you're trying to build like a fast car, but I think there's just other things I'd rather dedicate my money towards. And I know that's kind of ironic because, you know, I'm about to spend money on buying wrap and wrapping this car, but if you're unfamiliar, or if this is one of the more recent videos you've seen of mine, this car is actually two different colors. The front bumper, the rear bumper, and the side skirts are all a different black than what my car came originally. And you can't really tell in photos and videos from like far back, but in the sunlight, in direct sunlight, the front bumpers are, the front bumper, rear bumper, and the side skirts are carbon black, which if you're unfamiliar, has like a lot of blue flake in it from factory, versus my car, which is originally sapphire black, which is more dark and there's not as much blue flake. So what we're gonna do today, this is like first step in prepping the car. I want to tackle the front bumper. We have a couple things to address. One, this whole front bumper was clear broad from factory. I have to remove all of that because I'm going to be bondoing a couple spots and like sanding it down and prepping it for the wrap. It needs to be really smooth, and I don't want to wrap over the clear bra. One of the corners was damaged at some point. They hit something and it was kind of indented a little bit, so I have to kind of straighten that out. And then what I thought would be really cool, since I'm going through all of the work of doing this anyways, I think we're gonna delete the windshield washer covers. I think we're gonna put some homemade covers in and then bondo those and make it like flush with the rest of the bumper, because I'm not sure if the F10s have this. I know cars like the E9X chassis come from factory on the European models without that. They're deleted from the factory, and so a lot of people will buy those bumpers here in the States and install them for like a cleaner look. And so I think that'd be really rad, and I think it'd be easier to wrap, not having to wrap little pieces and work around the little cracks and stuff. So we're gonna start with that. I have to remove this clear bra, which is gonna take a while, but I hope you guys enjoy the video. Here we go. All right, so all the clear bra is officially off the front bumper. I'm not sure if this is like the product of this just being on for however many years, or maybe just my like impatient way of pulling it off too aggressively, but there's a bunch of like sticky residue I'm gonna have to go through and clean off with isopropyl alcohol, but that's all good, no big deal. What we got to do now is I actually have to pull the front bumper off of the car. I have to get access to the bottom of the front lip to remove it. I don't really feel like jacking up the car, and these side pieces that are on both sides are double-sided taped onto the bumper, and so I want to get it up onto a table and maybe get some heat on it with maybe like some dental floss or something, and try to carefully take these off, because I'm gonna have to get under there and clean that area too in order to wrap it before putting those back on. So we're gonna take the front bumper off and continue from there. Here we go. All right, we have the front bumper finally off of the car, and now I can show you guys and give you a better idea of what I'm talking about prepping this for wrap. Now obviously underneath, it's not super huge of a deal. Like, I'm not trying to get this perfect because, you know, obviously it's underneath, no one's gonna see it, but I think I do want to at least fix maybe to like maybe a couple inches in, because I'd like the wrap to at least like fold over a little bit so you can't see just like, you know, if you peek down there at all. But this is pretty messed up. I mean, you could hear obviously from however many years of just scraping. And then over here is what the main thing I wanted to address is, if you look, at some point this corner was hit. I don't know how. I don't know if they ran something over, like a curb right here. But when I installed this originally on the car, what I didn't show you guys was I took some heat to this. Is actually a lot worse. I took some heat to this and kind of pushed it out from the backside with a screwdriver, and I got it almost good enough. But I knew that the front lip was going to cover a majority of this. But if you look over here, you see how there's like almost, I don't know, let me see, this is bad lighting, but like, do you just see how it's like a perfect corner, and then you can almost see like right here is like a little body line. That's why the shadow looks kind of funky like that right here. I have to try to recreate that on this side. So what I'll probably do is maybe even apply some more heat to this and push it in a little more, and then add Bondo and kind of massage this area out till it's closer looking to that corner over there. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and strip this bumper of all the like little accessories. So like take the grills off, take these off. Hopefully these aren't too difficult to remove. Take this off, and then I have a really cool idea for what I think I want to do with these to make something to be able to shave this. So we will get into that in just a second. All right, so like I was saying, I have a really good idea for what we could do to cover this without going through and like making this way harder than it has to be. So if you weren't aware, this is an LCI front bumper, and the car, or the bumper that this car had, this is a base model, it was not LCI, it didn't come with these bumpers. And so for some reason BMW changed the design of these just barely. So this is off of my base model bumper, and if you look, it like almost fits perfect. Like you can kind of see a little bit of a gap here and a little bit of a gap up here. For what reason they did that, I have no idea, but what I thought, and thankfully I have both sides, is if you look, I mean, that's like almost a perfect fit as is. I had to shave off all these like little tabs and stuff. If you look on the backside here, I shaved it all off. And so what I'm gonna do is, because this is almost a perfect fit as is, I think this is the perfect piece to just Bondo over and get a little bit in like the crevices right there to like hold it in place. And maybe I'll put like a small layer of Bondo on the backside to kind of secure it so it doesn't, you know, loosen up over time or anything. But I think that is like the perfect piece to shave this part of the bumper, to shave these washer, or the headlight washer covers. I was originally going to like put a piece of tape right here and trace this and maybe cut it out of acrylic, but I remembered I had these. I'm really stoked. I think it'll look really good. I think this bumper will be like really solid with the shaved covers. And I might even shave this, because truthfully, this tow hook cover is off of, again, my non-LCI bumper. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it also is not really the right shape. It's a little off. You can kind of tell in the corners that like I jammed it in there, but it's not designed to go in this bumper. So I might even shave that, because I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know who's using the tow hook on these cars, at least not me. So again, I'm gonna get the little all these like accessories off, all the grills and stuff, and then we'll start, I guess, cleaning it up, man. Maybe start over here and try to repair that corner like I was talking about, and then clean all this like sticky stuff off before we really get into cleaning up all like the scratches and everything, like the deep scratches that are in there, like this one right here. Let's see, yeah, you can see that. So yeah, man, here we go. So unfortunately, we were not ready for the fun stuff like I thought. It's day 2. I spent, after that last clip you just saw, I spent probably like 2 or 3 hours just removing all of the old adhesive that was left behind when I peeled the clear bra up that I showed you guys earlier. I tried everything. I was ruining my sandpaper trying to sand it off. I tried heat, that didn't work. And so what I ended up landing on was using a bunch of isopropyl alcohol on a rag and kind of letting it sit for a little bit and then scraping it off with a plastic scraper, which took way too long. There was a lot of that old adhesive left, but I believe I got it all off, and I've already started sanding the bumper down. Let me show you guys. So there's a ton of spots that I sanded pretty much the whole entire bumper, but not all of it down to like through the paint or anything. But what I wanted to do was kind of highlight all the spots that I'm gonna have to focus on with the Bondo, where there were like scrapes and stuff, and I don't know if you could see that, but I'm gonna have to go over that. And like this right here, I didn't even really realize until I was starting sanding it and really getting up close and personal with the bumper. But I've done that. What I was telling you guys on this side, it doesn't look like it now, but I heated this up and kind of bent it in a little more to give me room to put Bondo and hopefully fix this corner right here. But now I'm gonna go through one more time and just kind of wipe the bumper down, and then I think at that point we've sanded it enough to be able to start laying Bondo down, which is now, in my opinion, in regards to this, the fun stuff. We can start shaving these holes, shaving these reflectors, and hopefully getting this bumper at least looking cleaned up and smoothened out before we start spraying primer on it. So let's go. You guys, here we are after probably 2.5 to 3 hours after the last clip that you just saw, and I want to say that the bumper is officially ready for paint. So if you look, so this is deleted. It doesn't look like it, but the idea is that it's flush with the bumper, and so that's good. I addressed a whole bunch of little like dents and stuff. You can see like primarily where all this stuff is, but this smooth. You can't even tell that if you close your eyes and like rub your fingers across this, you can't even tell that there's something there. Same thing with over here. This side's deleted. Tow hook cover is deleted. Let's see if I can focus. And then the biggest thing, not this, but this corner. This is what I was telling you guys about. Now, I won't know until it's painted and then can like kind of stand back and compare the sides, but this is there's no longer like, it's not all torn up and like dented in like it was before. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna let the bumper kind of sit out here in the sun for maybe 10-15 minutes and like dry off fully, and then we're gonna move back to my backyard where I set up this really ghetto like paint booth and get this thing primered and finished up, you guys. So sweet. Alrighty, here we are in my ghetto little paint booth. But bumper is officially wiped off with isopropyl alcohol and a tack cloth. So I think we are good to go on setting the primer down on this. If you haven't paid attention so far throughout the video, I'm only gonna primer this. I don't know yet if I need to do more to be able to wrap it. Maybe after it's primed and it's sat for maybe a week or so, I'll like wet sand it with really high grit sandpaper or something to get it really smooth so the vinyl will stick. I don't know. If you know the proper way of doing this, let me know. If I need to put a base coat over it to wrap it, I will. But yeah, man, for now, let's get this thing all one color. Man, here we go. Alright, man, first coat, first can, whatever you want to call it, it's on. I think that can is maybe enough. I don't know if I need to do another one. I was able to lay a pretty heavy like coat on. I bought specifically fast drying primer. I don't know if that means anything to you guys, but as I was working on one side, by the time I got to the other, it was pretty much dry. So I just kind of went back and forth across the bumper till it was all done. But as you can see, if you look over here, you can't even see where the headlight washer cover was. Let's see down here. You can't even see where the reflector was. And then the most important part, we go over here, let's see if I can darken this a bit. Kind of hard to tell, but I mean, that corner looks pretty good now that it's painted. There's that light. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of bright right there. But, oh, I think we're good, man. I think this turned out really, really, really good. Let's see if you could see that right there. Let me see. If I zoom into right here, you can see a little line, and that is where the headlight washer cover is. And to be completely honest with you guys, I don't do body work professionally. It looked good with Bondo on it after I had sanded it down, but truthfully, now that I've painted it and I could see it like sitting here all like done, I think I probably would have done a better job of maybe sanding it with like a finer sandpaper. I went over it with some pretty aggressive stuff and then went back over it, the whole bumper, with 400 grit, which if you're a professional and that is not how you do it, you're probably laughing to yourself right now, but it felt good to me. There's a couple spots where you can kind of see where it's a little rough, but the bumper's getting wrapped, man. I could see if like I was painting this or if someone was painting this, like this would probably be unacceptable, but to me, it's good. I'm happy with the way it came out. I think I bought 2 cans, so I think what I'm gonna do is just go back over and just make sure that it's thick enough, because if this is good enough to wrap over, then I want to make sure that I have enough paint on there to do so. So I'm gonna do one more pass and then I'll catch you guys in the next clip and close out this video. Alrighty, you guys, that about wraps it up. The bumper looks amazing. I think I got probably like 90 to 95%, like as good as it can get. There's a couple spots where I think I could have sanded the Bondo down a little more, or maybe even added some in other spots, but I think overall it looks amazing. And I think once it's wrapped, you won't even be able to tell. You'd have to be like pretty much up close looking for problems to find any of the issues, but everything is deleted. All the washer or the headlight washer covers are deleted. The tow hook cover deleted. The side markers deleted. The corner is fixed, and I would say I got probably most, if not all, of the little like scratches and little dents in the bumper handled. So I'm super stoked. The primer laid on really, really nice. I'm actually really surprised there's hardly any defects, like little things that fell on it while it was drying. So super stoked on that. I think I could probably get away with maybe a very, very light wet sand to get it capable to hold the wrap. I think if the primer is like too rough or too gritty, kind of like it can be, it'll have a hard time, but we'll see. Again, if you're an expert and you know when I need to lay a base coat, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, man, I think that about wraps it up. Between yesterday and today, I spent probably 10 hours of time removing the bumper, sanding areas, adding Bondo, painting it. Like this was a long one, man. This one was a lot of effort, but I think it'll be worth it in the end to see the car all wrapped with this stuff deleted, and just it'll be a cleaner look, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you. I hope you stick around. I have a bunch of cool things planned to like continue this process. If you happen to be into my Porsche videos, I have a bunch of cool parts that are ordered and ready to install. I just have to get or make time to install those parts, so I'm excited for that. So there's a lot of cool things coming. A lot more of this kind of face to face, like instead of the driving videos, a lot more of me in the garage doing work with these cars. So hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.